All right, so today we are diving into the world of the Morelet's crocodile,
Oh, interesting.
sometimes called the Mexican crocodile.
Uh-huh.
We've got a research paper here all about this species.
Okay.
I think you're going to be surprised by what we find.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So I guess to start us off,
Yeah.
could you just kind of give us like a snapshot of what this crocodile is like?
Sure, yeah. So Morelet's crocodile,
Yeah.
unlike some of their, more famous relatives,
Yeah.
is on the smaller side,
Okay.
averaging somewhere between like 7 and 10 feet long.
Oh, wow. Okay, so not huge.
Not huge, right?
Like the ones you see,
Right.
on National Geographic.
Exactly, yeah. And the
Yeah.
males are a bit bigger than the females.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this kind of, stocky bulled,
Yeah.
broad snout
Uh-huh.
and kind of a grayish brown color as adults
Okay.
with black bands.
Interesting.
But the juveniles actually look totally different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're more yellowish with dark markings,
Mhm.
kind of a drastic change as they mature.
So where do these guys like to hang out?
Well, they're freshwater specialists.
Okay.
So you're going to find them in, slow-moving rivers,
Yeah.
lakes, swamps,
Mm-hmm.
or marshes,
Makes sense.
that kind of environment.
Yeah.
And they really like areas with dense vegetation.
Oh, okay.
It provides them with cover.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find them throughout the Yucatan Peninsula,
Okay.
parts of southern Mexico, Belize, and northern Guatemala.
Wow. Pretty wide range.
It is, yeah.
So what do these guys eat? I mean, what's on the menu for a Morelet crocodile?
Well, they're opportunistic carnivores,
Okay.
which means they'll eat pretty much whatever's available.
Right. Got to be flexible.
Yeah, and within their size range, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So the younger crocs, they tend to stick to insects, amphibians,
Yeah.
small fish, that sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
But as they get bigger, their diet expands.
Okay.
It includes birds, reptiles,
Wow.
even small mammals.
So they're like the kings of their little
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
kingdoms or
Yeah, top of the food chain in their environment.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is.
So what about like mating season?
Oh, yeah. So during the wet season, typically between May and August,
Mm-hmm.
things get pretty interesting for Morelet's crocodiles.
What do you mean? Like, do they have mating rituals or something?
It's more about the nesting process.
Oh, okay.
So the females build these nests out of vegetation and mud,
Okay.
and then they'll lay a clutch of eggs,
How many are we talking?
anywhere from like 20 to 45 eggs per nest.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
It is. Yeah, and here's where it gets really fascinating.
Okay.
The temperature of the nest actually determines the sex of the hatchlings.
No way. Seriously.
Yeah,
That's wild.
it is pretty wild.
So, like, how does that work?
So warmer temperatures tend to produce more males,
Uh-huh.
while cooler temperatures result in more females.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
So, I mean, climate change could really have an impact on that, huh?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Like if things keep getting warmer?
Yeah, it's a factor that researchers are definitely paying attention to.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
So, okay, so you've got all these eggs hatching.
right.
What happens to the little baby crocs?
Well,
Do they just like wander off on their own?
actually, Morelet's crocodiles exhibit a pretty surprising level of parental care.
I really?
Yeah, the mother will guard the nest pretty fiercely.
Okay.
And when the hatchlings emerge,
Yeah.
she'll even help them get to the water.
Oh, that's sweet.
It is, but even with mom's help, survival rates are low.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they face a lot of threats, predators, habitat loss.
Yeah, it's a tough world out there.
It is, for sure. It's a
Yeah.
tough world, for sure.
So I'm curious, like, how did they go from being,
Right.
heavily hunted to being a conservation success story? Like, what?
Yeah, well, a big part of it was implementing
Right.
legal protections and hunting regulations.
Yeah.
Those really helped curb the,
Yeah.
the overexploitation
Yeah.
that was really driving their numbers down.
So it's kind of like humans mess things up and then
Yeah.
humans have to step in to fix it.
Often the case, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But there's more to it than that.
Okay.
Captive breeding programs have also played a big role.
Oh, okay.
So by, raising crocodiles in a controlled environment,
Yeah.
conservationists can kind of ensure a higher survival rate for the hatchlings
Right.
and then release them back into the wild
Yeah.
to bolster the populations.
That's cool.
It is, yeah. And thanks to all those efforts,
Uh-huh.
the Morelet's crocodile is now classified as least concern
Oh, wow.
by the IUCN.
That's great.
It is, yeah. So that's good news.
But I know you said earlier they still face threats. So
Like-
what are those?
Yeah, even though their population has rebounded,
Uh-huh.
they're not totally out of the woods yet.
Okay.
Habitat loss is a major concern.
Oh,
So, things like wetland drainage for agriculture,
right.
development, deforestation, and pollution,
Makes sense.
all those things can impact the crocodile's
Yeah.
ability to thrive.
So it's like you can't just protect the animal.
Right.
You have to protect the whole.
Exactly. You have to protect the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, the whole environment.
Yep, for sure.
I think there was something else in here about
Oh, yeah, there was a little section on...
like their cultural significance.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for a lot of indigenous communities
Mm-hmm.
in Mexico and Central America,
Yeah.
crocodiles hold a really deep spiritual significance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've been woven into their cultures for centuries,
Interesting.
often seen as like powerful symbols
Yeah.
of nature and fertility.
That's amazing.
It is, and that cultural connection
Yeah.
to the crucial aspect of their conservation too.
Yeah, I can see that, like, if you...
It adds another dimension
Yeah.
to the efforts to protect them.
Right.
It's not just about science and data. It's about understanding and respecting
Yeah.
the, deep-rooted relationships.
Between the people and the animals.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so when we talk about protecting Morelet's crocodile,
Yeah.
we're also talking about preserving, like a
Yep.
piece of cultural heritage.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it stretches back generations.
So we've talked about all the challenges they face.
Yeah.
But what makes you optimistic about their future?
Well, for one thing, the dedication of the researchers
Okay.
and the conservationists who are working to
Yeah.
protect them.
Mm.
These people are so passionate,
Yeah.
and they're constantly pushing to,
Learn more.
learn more and understand more about their needs.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It is. And I'm also optimistic about the,
Mhm.
growing awareness of the importance of wetland conservation.
Yeah, it seems like more and more people are
Yeah.
understanding that
Exactly, yeah.
it's not just about...
It's not just about the animals, it's about
Yeah, it's about the whole planet.
the whole planet, exactly.
It seems like that's kind of a theme in a lot of these
Right.
deep dives we do.
It is, yeah.
It's all connected.
It really is.
So, as we start to wrap up here,
Yeah.
what are some things you hope people will take away from this conversation?
I hope they come away with an appreciation
Yeah.
for the Morelet's crocodile itself.
Uh-huh.
It's a fascinating creature.
Yeah.
It really is. And I hope they understand that their story
Mm-hmm.
isn't just about a single species.
Yeah.
It's about, how everything's interconnected.
Right, the big picture.
The big picture. Exactly.
Yeah.
The Morelet's crocodile's success
Yeah.
is intertwined with, the health of the wetlands.
Right.
And the health of those wetlands affects us all.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it really is all connected.
It really is.
It's like their story is kind of
right.
our story, too, in a way.
It is, yeah.
Like, we all have to...
We all have a responsibility
Yeah.
to be mindful of how our actions affect the planet.
Yeah. It's a good reminder, for sure.
It is, yeah.
It's like we're all connected,
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
the planet and everything.
We are.
So before we wrap up, I was curious
Mm-hmm.
if you had any final thoughts for the listeners.
Mm.
Like anything that maybe we didn't touch on.
Well, we talked about the cultural significance
Right.
of the Morelet's crocodile.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth,
Yeah.
pondering how those traditional perspectives,
Mm.
like those generations of knowledge,
Yeah.
could inform modern conservation efforts.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, like what could we learn
Yeah.
from indigenous communities
Yeah.
who have coexisted with these animals
For so long.
centuries?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
What insights do they have
Mhm.
about sustainable practices or
Yeah.
like, ways to mitigate conflict between
Between humans and...
humans and wildlife?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, there's so much knowledge there that
Mhm.
could be really valuable,
Yeah.
not just for the Morelet's crocodile,
Right.
but for other species facing similar challenges.
Yeah, I mean, like you said,
It all comes back to that.
it's all connected.
Right, yeah.
And we have to...
We can all learn from each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, I learned a lot today.
I did too. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a great deep dive.
Yeah.
So, to our listeners out there,
Yeah.
we hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as we did.
I hope so.
And
Yeah.
until next time,
Until next time,
keep on exploring,
keep exploring.
keep learning,
Yeah.
and keep diving deep
Dive deep.
into the wonders of our natural world.
It's a wonderful world out there.
It is.